What's up, everybody? It's your boy Polymerization. You know what we do, guys. I didn't think I was going to be doing this video, so if you haven't watched the first one, we're going to talk about Thunder Dragon Colossus, but this is part 2. And the biggest thing is a lot of things that a lot of people don't get on the first video. I was talking about from a business standpoint. Why Konami did what they did on banning Colossus. Now, from a player standpoint, this is all I've heard. Everybody's saying Colossus was broken. He got banned because of one card, Nemesis Corridor. Okay, this card, it's part of the Nemesis, archetype, everything. The archetype's not really saying, but they're saying because of Nemesis Corridor, which you can make it, with Colossus, because you have to take any card from your banish pile, put it back in your deck, and you summon this. And then after that, you just tribute the corridor away, Colossus. Okay? Easy enough. But the thing people don't understand is you got to have a deck that banishes off the gate so you can use that card. Even in the OCG, people don't realize this and they're not going to pay attention to this. I already got one discussion and argument back and forth from one guy from the Netherlands, and it was kind of funny. He was like saying I did good, but then he was dissing me at the same time. And then I called him MGK because you know how the Eminem MGK back and forth thing went. But yes, that does make Colossus off Nemesis Corridor. Perfectly understandable. Then people want to talk about the way Thunder Dragon Colossus is protected. Okay, if you haven't read the effect or know what it does, we already know you can't search add points. You can't search add from deck to hand. If this card would ever be destroyed by battle or card effect, you banish one Thunder monster. So regardless, if you use that Nemesis Corridor and you do something to Colossus that either destroys it by battle or something, they have to banish a Thunder monster, which is one corridor. Unless you're running a pure Thunder Dragon deck or something, that's understandable. But over in OCG, what people are using with the Nemesis Corridor, they're not even Thunder Dragon players for the most part. So that's the funny part, I think. He's hard to out, but at the same time, unless you have a lot of Thunder monsters in your graveyard, you can't really protect Colossus too much. Okay? He's not that broken. And, he's hard outs, but the most of the time, the people that I find funny is the ones I talked about in the first video. The ones that really search to add. That is their whole game plan more than anything. There's actually a meme going around. It's pretty hysterical where it has Tony Stark from Iron Man and then what's the boy's name? I can't remember his name. Plays as Spider-Man, the newest one. I can't remember his name. I'll put the picture up here and let y'all read it while I'm still talking for a while. But it's kind of funny, people think Colossus is so broken when he's not. I mean, if you bring him back to 1, he's not going to change the meta. I mean, he's really not. The only thing he's going to do is make decks that search to add more difficult for him. And those are the ones that are whining and complaining about Colossus more than anything. Don't get me wrong, I mean, they don't have to bring Colossus back. I mean, he's not that broken. We have more outs to it now. I mean, you got Droplet, you got Dark Ruler, and most of the time, nobody's going to end on just a Colossus leaving on the board. Most of the time, Thunder Dragon players and people that use Thunder Dragons and the Dragon Links, they go up to Link. They can go 5 summons or more, so Nibiru's a factor in that. I don't know. It's crazy to me that people are scared of Colossus, but at the same time, the ones that are scared of Colossus, they're the ones that play decks that rely heavily on searching. They got to search to add. And don't get me wrong. I talked about in the first one, I talked about Invoke Dogmatica. That whole deck and engine just searches that. That's this whole concept. And I love Dogmatic Invoke. Actually, today, I was originally going to do a Dogmatic Invoke deck profile, my version. It's nothing like everybody else's. I mean, there's a couple aspects that's the same or similar to what you see, especially the extra deck. Extra deck's pretty much like everything else. Only thing difference is I might like 1 or 2 less or 1 or 2 more in the main deck of what other people play. But I can't believe this blowed up on the first one more than anything. People were just so starstruck. And the biggest thing more than anything, like I said, people want to talk about Nemesis Corridor. they think that one card is the reason Colossus got banned. That is not the case whatsoever. I mean, there have been relentless like decks and cards and archetypes out there. People, they've got extra support from one card and they don't touch nothing else. That had nothing to do with it. But you go to OCG, you can look the Nemesis corridor. If people do use it, they run it at 1, maybe even some 2, but mostly 1 or 2. Never 3. You never see an OCG deck running 3 Nemesis corridors. Never, 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 never. So the odds of them putting a Colossus board ain't much at all, really. And it just makes me just like can't believe how much people despise Colossus just because they couldn't search that. That's really what it does. And I talked in the first one. It was a business decision because Konami's making stuff and promoting stuff moving forward that is literally stuff that involves searching the ad. I mean, I said it for rituals. We got that new ritual archetype that's coming out in Phantom Rampage or whatever it is, whatever it is, 1 November. That's a ritual deck. Rituals, that's what they do. They search the ad. That's everything. The dogmatic engine that came out. Search the ad. There's going to be other stuff that they are incorporating that lets you search the ad. I mentioned in dinosaurs, they made that new Bedazzled Alligator. What does it do? It searches the ad evolution peel. I mean, Colossus, yes, he's very powerful. He's an amazing boss monster. Don't get me wrong. He is very powerful, but he's easier to out than what people realize. I mean, you could steal on your turn impermanent. You could do all kinds of stuff to it to turn it off. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, honestly. I really don't see why people are so hateful toward Colossus. I really don't. I mean, I've played against it. I've played with it. I can see where it's unfair in some aspects, but it's just, I don't know. It just, I had to make a second video about this, and it's literally only because of Nemesis Corridor. People really think that's the one card that's why it got banned. Like, no, you gotta look at it from a business standpoint from Konami. I mean, you really do. Like, I know as a player base, the people that, like I said, search ad, they're the ones that hate it. But from a business standpoint, Konami made the right move. If they're going to promote, make this stuff that involves that, they had to get clear Colossus. You look over an OCG, decks that don't have, the searching and all that stuff, they're not really up there as high as they should be. They're there, don't get me wrong, they're there, but they're not represented as much than like over here. So, I even said, like, the Colossus never come back to 3. It'll never come back to 3. If it comes back to 3, we'll be in a weird new format where you pendulum summon and you fusion summon from your spell and trap card zone and monsters go down there, and then you have this other zone way over here. It's not even banishing. It's limbo. You got limbo zone, It's not even banished. It's limbo. It floats. It just... But it will eventually one day it will come to 1. I mean, that's the hard true fact about it. It will come to 1 one day, and I don't know. Y'all can comment down below. Tell me what you think. Am I wrong? Am I right? I understand from a player's standpoint about Colossus, but majority of why he got banned was because of a business standpoint. That's what I'm trying to address. Y'all just got to realize, Konami's got to make their money. They got to promote new stuff. That's why they did what they did. They're not going to do it just because one card so everybody can use it. It's not like that. If that was the case, just because of one card, everybody could use it, Needlefire would be banned. I mean, it would be banned right now. Like, if it was the sad case that everybody uses it. But it's not. I mean, there's a bunch of other cards everybody used, but guess what? It's not banned. I mean, there's so many out there. Union Carrier. You can name relentlessly. I mean, there's so many cards. I kind of had to vent a little bit on here. I'm not going to lie. It just, I don't know. I was surprised how much a reaction I would get from the first one. So having a part 2, I don't know. We'll see what happens more than anything. But you know what, guys? If you're not subscribed, you ain't part of this channel, guys, I want you to join me and my fellow materials. And you know what? Let's fuse together and let's grow together, guys. But you know what? Peace. I'll see you next time. And Who knows? Maybe it'll be a part 3. Bye, guys.